Hey guys, welcome back to Sorted George. Today what we're going to be doing is putting in a fuel sender. It's come over from Rock Auto, so hopefully it should be the right one. Looks like it, I've already had a look. So what I'm going to do is obviously crack on and test it first, drain out some of the fuel and hopefully install it. Right, here we go, testing it. I've just run the red one to earth on the body, which is obviously earth in the unit. I've got a live in my hand and ignition is on and that's down on empty. And now if I bring this up, bring that up to full, then we should see said needle rise to full. There you go. That's on the full. That'll do. That's fine. Right, so at least I know the sender's fine, so that's good. Yeah, next job I suppose is drain the tank for some fuel. Right. Sorted, George. Here we go. Guess what I should be doing for the next hour? Right, there you go, 25 litres later, and I think that's about as much as I can get out of it, considering she is up at a nice angle, and I was able to go with that tube right the way down to the front. Right, let's remove the tank, shall we? Going to replace this hose, seeing as it's out. Just as well, it's only a short piece. And it doesn't look like it's been on the tank very well. So here we go. Oh, fuck. I've got fuel all over the bloody phone now. Right, take two. Clean the camera off. It looks like these J-bolts actually are quite new, to be fair. They've certainly been off recently. So what I've done, I've put a piece of wood under the tank just to support it while I undo the J-bolts, as you do. I think that'll do for now. Right, J-bolts are to the end. I'm not going to release it, and all I've got to do now is just take off that breather hose and then slowly drop it. Right, here we go, let's drop this tank, shall we? Hopefully, anyway, slowly but surely. Right, that's that down. Right, sorted. That came out nice and easy. I know it's not going to be as easy getting it back in, but never mind. At least we can get to it. You can see where it's all been dripping out. I think the seal's probably gone. Although it does look like somebody's had this off before, looking at them J-bolts, unless they just replaced J-bolts one at a time. I don't know. I don't know. Our friendly wasp has been back here again. I'm looking underneath the boot floor. Very good. Very good. Little bit of surface, tiny bit of surface, but hey. She's 50 odd years old, mate. I'm well happy with that. Quick wire brush and look at that. What a lovely boot floor. Yep. Quick wire brush and some stone chip, I think, just to protect it. That's brilliant. Right, just giving that a quick scuff off on the rusty bits and a quick key on the rest of it. So what I'm going to do now is just give that a stone chip up under there, and along here as well, just protect it against our weather, as you do. Got to be done. Right, let's get this boot floor done, shall we? Right, I thought it a bit more sensible to stone chip up underneath here first, and then I'll get on with the sender unit while that's all drying. So there you go, that's had a nice coat all the way along there. Sorted, George, lovely. Right, give this a good old brush off first, just so that I don't get any crap from here going into the tank. So looks like the whole tank's been undersealed, doesn't it? Cool. Let's crack on. Now, for those of you that have never done this before, and there's plenty of other videos out on YouTube showing it as well, what you've got to do is take this ring off, okay, and then that obviously undoes anti-clockwise, and you've got these little tangs here that you can put a screwdriver under and knock it with a hammer, okay, because there's where it's caught up against this lip which is on the tank. You see this got like a little, that's as far as you go. So we need to go anti-clockwise obviously to take it off. Let's have a go. There you go. Just like that. Now let's make sure there's no more crap in there. That just comes off. This looks a fairly new sender. I'm glad they've used the old ring, because the original manufacturers, like OEM rings, are a damn sight better than the replacements you get with a new sender unit. So if you can, hold on to the original one and use that, because the other ones are a little bit on the flimsy side, and the way that this curves up, it doesn't seem to be enough, and it doesn't hold it in tight enough. So try and use the original ones again if you can. They're a lot better than the replacement ones. Let's have a look at the state of this, shall we, when we bring it out? Yeah, that's a new one. So why on earth was that? My God, yeah, that is a new one. So why wasn't that working then? Brass. Oh, it might not be new. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Well, it's newish, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's had a new one. I'll tell you what, let's go and test this, shall we? See what's the matter with it. Unless that was getting stuck or something, you never know. Right, well, I've just been having a look inside this tank, and I am really pleased to say that it looks like it's one of these reconditioned, refurbished tanks, because that has been treated in there. You can see by the drips off the top, and it's yeah, that's completely coated, because originally from the factory that would still be the steel colour in there. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Sorted, George. And this coat on the outside, it's like a rubberized coating. So yeah, that's been refurbed at some point. Absolutely. That's fab. Well, at least we know we got a good tank, and that's not going to rot out. It's not going to go rusty in there, is it? That's brilliant. Right, let's go and find out what's up with this sender. Right, this is the sender that was in there. Done exactly the same as what I've done last time. Put a live to it, earthed that. Put that up to full. There you go. Now what I will say is that did actually, same as the new one and this one, it only went up to 3/4. So what I had to do was I've had to adjust this tang here, because that there was straight like this one, so that it would stop, but that would only go up to there, so that would be full for this, but it would only read 3/4 on the gauge. So by twisting that around, it's actually given me that little bit more, so it can send out a bit more resistance, or give a bit more resistance, or lack of, depending which way these work. And by twisting that, it's just given me that extra couple of mil movement on the arm. Yeah, so that at least when it's full, that can actually read full. So, right, let's turn that off. So, yeah, I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll chance it, and I'll put the old one back in, because at the end of the day, it's working fine. There must be another reason. I don't know what it was, but it's working fine. So, right, let's crack on, put it all together. Right, I've just given all the mating surfaces a good clean up, and the rubber, etc. So, and this one here as well. So, yeah, let's give that a go. So, rubber on first. And it's this little baby. And on the back here, you've got a tang here and a tang here, which line up with a groove here and a groove up there. So you can't get it wrong, really, to be fair. I think that's got to go under there, hasn't it? But when I came to undo this, what I was pointing out earlier, you might not be able to see. Yeah, you can just right. This bit here, what I'm touching now, was up against here. Now you can see that there's like a little lip here. Now ideally that should sit in there, but what I've done, I've actually left it just a tad short, so that that little hook lip bit there sits underneath this bit rather than in there. That way then I've got more pressure holding it that way, you know, holding it in, as it were. So I'm wondering if that's what the leak was the fact that that wasn't in tight enough. They'd gone up to that instead of tucked it underneath here. So hopefully it shouldn't leak now. So we'll have to wait and see. And there she is, all sat in there, lovely, waiting to go. Yeah, I've definitely got enough fuel in there to show a leak. That's definite. Right, after many swear words and a few droplets of sweat later, right, I've managed to get it in. It's only on like 2 or 3 threads. What I'm going to do now is just drop the jack rather. I'm going to drop the tank, bugger that. I'm just going to drop the jack, and then I'm going to put the plank of wood across both ways, and then that way then it can hold the tank straps, because that's all in place now. That's lovely. There you go, that's going to line up lovely for me filler neck. So that's all in, and up under here you can see that sits on there, and the tank straps are in nice, lovely, and it sits in the grooves. So I'm just going to drop that down, put the wood sideways, and then carry on. Sorted, George. Here we go, let's put this on. When it's done, what I need to do is take that back off and put my washer on. It's do you up as well. Lovely. That's nice, that's in. Lovely. Right, let's put this little breather in. Come on. Play nice. Nice bit of new fuel hose and breather hose. Alright. Sounds like the birds are arguing over something. There you go. That ain't going nowhere. Let's clear up the top there. I ain't touching or banging against anything. Connection's on. Dry as a bone. New pipe. New pipe. Lovely. Let's see what that does now, shall we? Right, sorted, George. Unfortunately, the camera ran out of battery, so I had to charge it up and finish off the job whilst it was charging. But it's all back together. Turn the ignition on. Obviously, I haven't got much fuel in there, but she works. She moves. She works. That's good enough for me. And back down she goes. So looks like the fuel gauge is sorted. However, you know, I said the tank looks like it's all sort of rubberized, you know, like a rubberized coating on it. We do actually have an earth issue. So hence I've just run an earth up to the sender. Yeah, so I now have to sort out the I'll have to sort out an earth wire for it, so for the sender. But other than that, yeah, she's working, so that's banging. Right, thanks ever so much again for tuning in to Sort with George as normal. Please, you know, like, share, subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Sort with George.